Ok, señores, vamos a hacer una presentación del señor Ross. Vamos a promocionar su canal indirectamente, pero está bien que lo hagamos porque él se merece toda la ventaja, porque es un excelente operador de bolsa, es un excelente persona, tiene mucha sabiduría, tiene los mismos orígenes que la mayoría de ustedes. Como Jason Bond, que era maestro de primaria, ganando $35,000 al año y ahora gana $35,000 diarios. Así que él va a explicar ahí, abajo se va a traducir en español, lo que siempre le estoy diciendo a ustedes que tienen que construir para operar este negocio.
I'm going to walk you through setting up a simple trading station. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because every single week I get emailed the same question. Beginner trader will say, Ross, I want to get into trading and I think I'm going to need a new computer. What type of computer should I get? Or Ross, I want to set up external monitors like the ones that I have back there, but I don't know what monitors to buy, what cables I'll need. Or I bought the monitors, I bought the cables, I plugged them in, and all they have is a black screen. So I'm going to walk you through setting up a simple trading station. Now, this video has a lot of overlap with my traveling trading station video because my traveling trading station is a very simple setup. So you'll notice a little bit of overlap there, but of course, a big differentiator is that for a traveling station, you need a laptop. Whereas for just a simple station, you can use a desktop computer if you want. All right, so let's get into this video and start breaking down a simple trading station. So the first item on your equipment list is the computer. So when it comes to picking out a computer for trading, what I always recommend is that you pick out a computer that's branded as a gaming computer. And that's because a gaming computer is almost always going to be much faster than just regular off-the-shelf computers. So what we look for specifically is a solid-state hard drive. A solid-state hard drive is a little bit of a newer type of hard drive, and it runs a lot faster without overheating.
Él está explicando, hay computadoras que tienen el disco duro antiguo de 7,200 revoluciones con un motor eléctrico que mueve como si fuera un disco duro. Y él recomienda las computadoras que tienen discos sólidos. Así que de eso está hablando para los que no saben lo que está diciendo ahora mismo. Vamos a continuar.
Than the traditional disk spinning hard drives. Now you want to be careful you don't get a hybrid. Some computers have the old disk and a new solid state hard drive kind of side by side. You don't want to do that. Just get it.
Hay máquinas que tienen disco duro y disco rígido. Él está construyendo una idea, no necesariamente hay que ser pro costo aquí. Él está desarrollando una idea en términos de finanzas y de capacidad para poder comprar las cosas, pero es una versión que él recomienda a sus alumnos, a las personas que lo siguen.
New one that has a dedicated, usually 256 gigabyte solid state hard drive. Now, the second thing a gaming computer will have is a lot of RAM, and that's your memory. So a typical laptop that you just buy, whatever, a lower end model, might have 8 gigabytes. We want to have 16 gigabytes, if possible, 32 gigabytes. If you have a desktop computer and you can go higher, that's great, but 16 to 32 is usually just fine. Now, I like to use a laptop, and that's partly because of the way I work. I'm someone who works 12 to 14 hours a day, and so I start the morning in bed. I open my laptop and I check the scanners, I check the news. Then I make my way back down to my office. Around lunchtime, I work in the kitchen for a little bit. In the afternoon, I often either go back to my office or I work on the couch. In the evenings, I usually work on the couch, and then I finish up the night working in bed. So a laptop for me is really conducive to that work style. But I know some traders who like to have a trading desktop. They leave, obviously, in one room, and when they're done trading, they close the door of that room, and they don't go back to that computer for the rest of the day because they don't want the temptation of getting back into a trade, let's say in the afternoon or after hours or something like that. So there may be a sort of practical application for having a desktop, but for me, having a laptop has always been more convenient. And then, of course, what's really nice is that because it's a laptop, it's portable, I now have the basis for a traveling setup. And my traveling setup right now is basically the same as a simple setup. It's my laptop plus 2 external USB monitors. So when it comes to the external USB monitors, I really like these ones. These are made by ASUS. Again, not a product endorsement here. I'm getting paid to say that. These are just the ones that I happen to like. I like them because, number one, they're super skinny, so they fit in my carry-on bag. Number 2, they weigh almost nothing. And number 3, they're 1080. And number 4, all I need to plug them in to make them work is the USB cord. I don't need to plug it into an additional power source. I don't need to get a special video adapter or video card. And I can plug in 4 of these into one computer. Now, the only thing stopping me from plugging in 4 of them from a practical standpoint is the fact that my computer only has 2 USB ports. So if I wanted to plug in 4 of these, I would have to get a USB hub, which is basically like an extension cord for USB. You plug one into the USB of your computer, and it'll turn 1 port into like 4 ports or into 6. You can see here for me, it's showing these 2 because the laptop comes with a monitor. So I already have 1, and now I just add 2 more, which gives me 3 monitors total, which is cheaper than having to buy 3 external monitors, which is what I would need to do if I was showing 2 stocks. We've got this one on the left and this one on the right, showing a 1-minute time frame, 5-minute time frame, and the daily. And that for me gives me a good picture. So that means with my traveling setup, I can really only watch like 3 or maybe 4 stocks at once. I can't watch 6 or 7, but that's okay because each morning I usually narrow it down to like 2 stocks that I really like. So it's not a problem. Now, the last thing I need to make.
Ok, vamos a parar por aquí. Vamos a suspender la grabación de este capítulo, porque este capítulo lo tenemos que mostrar.